Okay, I think that's a good angle. Oh, I'm live! And look, there are 5 people here. I'm so excited. Hi, Tiger Dragon Girl. Hi, I'm Mandala Sparkle or Mandala Sparkle. People pronounce it in different ways. Glad to see everybody. Here we are on another Topic Tuesday, where I talk about some sort of a topic for a little while and then we just chat. Last time I was talking about project management and, it wasn't all that interesting, but we made it last for about a half an hour. And then we started talking about cars because I mentioned a particular car YouTuber whom I still admire. I'll mention his name, Dave B. sells Chevy. But, Denisha's here, and Patsy, and Coping with Yarn, and Deborah. Look at all these people. Hey, Tracy Hamilton. Yay, and Bears Crochet Critters. Oh, I'm so excited. I think a lot of you came over from Joe's Bowling Sports, and that was a good thing. I'm grateful for him. Because Joe and Dana, I have to say, they've been very, very good for me. They have been so helpful in helping me build my channel. Oh, hello, everybody. Jenny and Lou and Mama G Fulham. And Froggy is here. Yay, I'm so glad to see people. Yay. I don't have any moderators in here, and you know how unruly crochet people can get. Denisha, would you mind if I made you a moderator? Gonna do it anyway. Hi, Pat Dancer. Let's see, Denisha, I think you've been moderatorified. If you don't want to, I will unmoderatify you. Okay, here we are. I'm so glad to see so many people here. Yay! Jenny agrees with me. Jenny Rupert Crochet says, yes, Dana and Joe helped me get the most of my family. I cannot believe how I have grown in the past few weeks. The last time I checked, I think I had 841 people. A week or two ago, I had 400. It's amazing. That's amazing. Hi, Wendy Bell. So it looks like we have a quorum, or at least enough people to have a conversation. And oh, Tiger Dragon Girl, you were playing Kahoot over there. I was doing it also. I won the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader Kahoot quiz because I'm pretty much a fifth grader myself, mentally. As I commented in that chat, I said I've always been good at book learning, but common sense, not so much. So yeah, I don't know. I told them I wanted a new car for my prize, and they humored me. I don't envision a new car coming. It sure would be nice. Granny D, yay! I'm so glad to see you. Yay. Okay, here we are, and my topic today, largely because I didn't have a topic, is ask me anything. Anything you want to know within reason. That'd be nice. I reserve the right to deflect some questions. So anyway, yay. Oh, I'm glad to see you all saying hi to each other. Oh, Tiger Dragon Girl says not to put myself down. I would say, or I hope she's telling everyone, don't put yourself down, because it's a habit that I get into, that I've been in as well all my life. And I think when we're kids, we learn to do that because we think that we're anticipating other people who are going to say the same thing. And then we get yelled at for putting ourselves down, which does not help the situation. Or at least that was my experience. Oh, well. Anyway, moving right along. Coping with yarn. How long have I been crocheting or knitting? That is one of the most common questions. I learned to crochet when I was about 10, 11. It was one time when my grandmother was visiting us, and she taught me and my sister how to crochet. I put it aside, and then I picked it up again about 5 years ago. And I've been going strong ever since. Oh, hey, Bag O' Day. I'm so glad to see you. We're doing Ask Me Anything today. And so I would love it if Crystal asked me a question. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's see. So I was just answering the question of how long I've been crocheting. And I said that I learned as a kid, but I picked it up really about 5 years ago, and I've really been going strong with it since. And now I make a lot of things that I'm pretty proud of, and I've got this channel, and I've started writing patterns, and I really want to make a go of this. So let's see. I'm pretty much a... Oh, Lou Walmsley, it's okay to lurk. I don't mind. Sandra Dusenberry, hello. Oh, Crystal asks, what are my goals for my YouTube channel? I want to see it grow. I want to see it monetized. I want to share my love of crochet. I want to show people how I enjoy it and how they can enjoy it. I mean, on a very crude level, I'd sort of like to make money from crochet too. And this is one way to do it. It's not the only way, and it's not my sole purpose in having this channel. If it were, then I know that I would fail. But there's so much more. I love the community that I have found in amongst all the crochet YouTubers. That has been so valuable to me. And I want to be a part of the community. Oh, hi, Ingrid. Glad to see you. I hope that's a good answer to your question, Crystal. So what else do we have? Yes. Coping with Yarn agrees. It's great to get paid for something you love. Exactly. Let's see. A lot of people are saying hi to everybody else, which I think is lovely. Tiger Dragon Girl asks whether I watch the Crochet Crowd. I think they were the first crochet channel I started watching, and I used to love them, and I have learned so much from them. Over the years, however, I've gotten to the point where I think many of you know that I trained as a singer, and I'm very sensitive to voices, and there is something in Mikey's voice that shows a lot of wear, a lot of fatigue. So I can't always listen to a full video without hurting myself. You know, I get this empathetic feeling. I get it when I listen to people singing too. If it sounds to me like they are singing in a way that is not efficient and might in the end be harmful, I feel the tension that I think they are feeling. And it's not a conscious thing, it just happens. I have talked about music and singing and everything before, and if you get me going very long, I'll be in tears, because it's so deeply a part of me. And there's a part of me that is grieving the musical life that I once had that I no longer have. Okay, what have I got here? I think I saw Crystal say that they were great answers, which pleases me to no end. Let's see. Deborah asks, what is my favorite fiber to knit with and crochet? If price is no object, honestly, if price were no object, I wouldn't know the answer because I have always stayed away from extremely posh yarns because, for one thing, I can't afford them. For the kind of projects that I do sweaters and blankets. It would take a lot of yarn. And at $45 a skein, I don't think so. So I do a lot of budget yarns. There are some soft touch acrylics out there and acrylic blends that I really like. So I would have to call that my favorite. Bears Crochet Critters agrees that the community has been an unexpected bonus. Yes. Tracy says Bag O' Day was the second channel she subscribed to. I really don't know. I've been watching her for a very, very long time as well. Oh, Granny D asks if I incorporate my love of music with my crochet. If so, how? Do you know what? Oh, Jenny, thank you for reminding people to hit the thumbs up. I do try to take time away from crochet, although I probably have a project in my hands when I'm doing it, to watch musical things. I'm a big opera fan. I have an opera blog called Taminophile. The link is in the description of every video that I post. And in fact, I'm really rather proud of Taminophile. I've been doing it for a long, long time. And I have gained the respect of high-level singers and opera companies. I've been quoted on some of their websites for the things that I say about their performances. I recall one particular performer. I was at an opera festival where I used to go every summer when I was in New York. And I loved it there. I really miss going. So I was pulling into, it was a singer who was doing another production that year that I loved. I was pulling into a parking lot to go to a production that evening, and I saw this particular singer whom I had not met in person yet. But I knew her by sight, and I rolled down my window and I said hello. And she hugged me through my car window. How cool is that, this world famous singer? And I love her dearly. Anyway, okay. Oh, what does Crystal say? You can be very successful on YouTube if you just give it your all. Exactly, Crystal. And I've shared that I had a terrible slump in February. It's a seasonal thing, and I get it every year, but it was worse this year than it has been in a very, very long time. But I'm now highly motivated. I'm doing a lot of work, and I would really, I would like to see it pay off. And I know it takes time and work and everything, and that's what I'm going to do. Tiger Dragon Girl, no, who was it who said, Phantom of the Opera reduces me to an ocean of tears. Starless says her husband sang opera. Let's talk offline about that. Grandma Anna says, hi, everyone. Let's see. Jenny agrees that Crystal always has awesome, positive advice, and she's always been very supportive of me. I have to say that. Long before I had a YouTube channel and was just thinking about it and just putting the idea around, she was positive and encouraging. And I've told this story before, that one time when I was very sick and never even touched my computer for a month or two, and then was in a live that Crystal was hosting and spoke up, she said that she had missed me. Wow. Okay, Pat Dancer says, oh, hey, Lisa. Pat Dancer says, David, do you have a favorite stitch? All of them. It depends upon what I'm doing. It really does. I often use the extended half double crochet, which is usually when you have an extended stitch, you do an additional loop before the actual motion for the whole stitch. So in the case of an extended half double crochet, you would, pull your yarn through and draw through one loop, and then yarn over and draw through all three that are remaining. So, and I compare it to a double crochet where you would pull through two and then pull through two, but with an extended half double crochet, you pull through one and then pull through three, if that makes sense. Ingrid says, I agree, Crystal, and very important, you have to enjoy what you do and not make it a thing of stress. Just enjoy. Ingrid, I sometimes struggle with that because very often if you make a job out of something, you lose all the joy, and you have to find the balance. And I know that the current energy and motivation that I'm feeling is going to wane. It's going to vary over time. And when it wanes, I will pull back a little bit and just do what I can at that time. And then when it comes back, I will push forward. I have to do that for me. I cannot set myself unrealistic expectations because I've had enough of those in my life. I don't need any more. Let's see. Tiger Dragon Girl says, opera is the music of life. One can feel it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I don't know if any of you know of the website called Post Secret. I haven't seen much of it lately. It was very popular for a while. But there was one person who posted her secret was that she loves opera because it sounds like an orgasm feels. And I hope it's okay to say that in this crowd, but I totally understand what she was saying. Okay, the Naughty Canuck says, hello, Mr. David. Oh, Naughty Canuck loves the treble. I like the treble, except I always find that I have to be very conscious of how much yarn I'm drawing through. I have found it to be very difficult to be consistent with trebles, particularly if I'm like doing a shell of trebles, like with a virus shawl. You do like a shell of maybe 11 trebles. And I'll start out small and wind up with large ones, or start out with large ones and wind up with small ones. It's difficult for me to make them consistent, but if I really pay attention to it, it works. Oh, Jenny Rupert Crochet says she loves the band Epica. I don't know them. They're a mix of opera and thrashy heavy metal. I have to say, yesterday I saw a video. It was a heavy metal arrangement of the second movement of the Brahms Requiem, which is one of my favorite choral pieces in all the world. And honestly, that thing had me sobbing. It was amazing. I posted a link to it. I think I did it on my Facebook page. I know I did it on a few other pages. There's a Facebook page for my blog, which is called Tamino File. There's a Facebook page that I'm involved with called Opera Manhattan, because I used to be involved with that group when I was in New York. Now the group no longer exists. I'm in New York. The guy who founded it is in Texas. And in fact, when I was in Texas, I stayed with him for, 6 or 9 months. Drove him crazy. The website, or rather the Facebook page, is very popular still. Ingrid says, you do, David, you are enough. You do what is right for you. Me, on the other hand, do not want what I love. That is crafting and music to become work. The day it becomes work, I would stop. Exactly. 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 Oh, hey, left is right. Great to see you too. Not, I don't know pentatonics. Let me see. Let me scroll back and find more questions. Oh, Deborah, I was going to do a post called "The Trouble with Trebles," and anyone who knows Star Trek, and I'm not really a Star Trek fan, but I have a sister who is, so I cannot avoid Star Trek knowledge. I remember that episode. Tracy wants advice on getting more men to crochet. Trying to get your husband to learn. Oh, Grandma Anna says when her middle daughter was a baby, she would scream in the car unless she played La Boheme. As far as getting men to learn, this has to be an art of attraction rather than promotion. Honestly, it really does. If they know that there are men out there, and not just gay men, who are doing yarn crafts, doing knitting, doing crocheting, doing all sorts of things, and loving it, then they might be willing to take a stab. And if it's not for them, it's not for them, and that's okay too. But it's attraction, not promotion. And that's really all you can say. Now, having said that, I knew an art therapist who worked with, say, probably junior high school age, early high school age kids who would be considered at risk. And as an art therapist, she taught them to crochet. And some of the toughest young boys would be so proud of hats that they had created. Can you imagine? I think that's really nice. Crystal, I think it's great that Mr. Bod crochets now too, and I think it's great that you and he work together in everything. I mean, I know that you're both working together on your business, and truly it's a business, and you both have your own skills. You're great at the crochet and the teaching, and he does a lot of the back end stuff, I understand, and his expertise is really in engineering and computer stuff. And that also in teaching your kids, you both have strengths, and you cooperate in that way. I've always admired that about you two. And don't tell him I said this, but he's also a looker. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad to see all this discussion about opera. That's lovely. Ingrid, I think it's excellent. We have more and more men in our yarn community. The best cooks are men. Well, do you know what? For a very long time, there was this whole thing in the restaurant business where the chefs were the men, the assistants were women, and home cooks were almost always women. And that was a huge dichotomy and injustice. Oh, hi, Marie. I didn't see you came in. I imagine that you're talking to Bagaday about her tutorials, which are wonderful, and I have learned so much from them, and I have made many of her patterns based on them, because I've never done a tutorial video. Well, Deborah, just let him be him. I mean, I have no business making any kind of suggestions or advice to anyone, but just let him be him. Hook says I'm right about Mr. Bod. Oh, Jenny just got Crystal's USB. I would love to have that thumb drive with all those patterns. I've bought a few of them over the years, but so many of them. And I have made some of your garments based solely on the tutorials as well. I will confess that. But I would love to have all of those written patterns. That's why I try for all of your giveaways so that I can get the thumb drive, even if the, well, no, in most cases the yarn does interest me. So there. The restaurant business is cutthroat, and women were considered weak, yes. My ex, actually, while we were together and we were both working full-time, he also went to culinary school and graduated first in his class. And I hope he never fancied the thought of going into restaurant work, because I always knew it wouldn't suit him. I thought that he would be brilliant as a caterer, and not only that, he's very artistic. He would be an amazing food photographer. But he's also a fantastic knitter. But he's also somewhat risk averse, and putting himself out there is very difficult for him, much more so for him than for me, which means it's pretty difficult for him. So he's still working the same job he had before. And he does beat himself up about that, and I wish he wouldn't. Yes, Granity Crystal explains things very, very well. Let's see, coping with yarn. Coping with Yarn says her husband will get her a she shed when she reaches 1,000 subs. Well, let's go over to Coping with Yarn and help her out then. I just discovered her and have enjoyed watching some of her videos. Let's see. Oh, hey, Triple C. How was your meeting? Please tell us all about it. Let's see, Starla. Okay, coping. Okay, Coping with Yarn asks what my favorite kind of hook is. Actually, I have several different kinds of hooks. I have clover hooks in just a few sizes. I enjoy using these. I have these hooks. These are, you see these with several different brand names printed on them. They light up. Well, this one doesn't. Let me find another one that does. Yeah, you see they light up like that. And I usually don't use the light, but lately, depending upon the room I'm in and how dark the yarn is, if I'm working in the evening and the lighting is not good, then I've started using this. But I have always liked these because they fit in my hand so well. I have a knife grip and they fit just great. I have one Furls hook, which was a gift. I enjoy using this. This is a size I, or 5.5 millimeter. And this works great with my knife grip. I just bought these two Yarnology hooks, a 9 millimeter and a 10 millimeter, because I had been making, if you all know Dana, Creatively Created Crochet, I've been making a lot of her prosperity tea, which calls for a 9 millimeter hook. And this is the one I had been using, which is a boy hook, and I like it. I like tapered hooks a lot more than, I can't remember what you call the other kind. So I like boy more than Susan Bates. But it's as if this thing were made of iron and the hardwood floor had a magnet in it. Listen to that. And it happens all the time. So at least with these plastic ones of the same size, it's not that bad. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, Starla, go you. I refused to work in a restaurant. I worked internationally as a chef instead. Coping, knife grip 2, yes. Now, Kim, you bought lighted hooks but never used them. Is that because do you just not, oh, hi, Genevieve. Do you just not use the lights, or do you not use the hooks at all? I've always liked the way the hooks felt in my hand, whether or not I was using the lights. And it's only recently I've started using the lights, even though I've had the hooks for several years. Oh, hi, Alex. Oh, yes, yes. I met Alex Vanderpool in Last Minute Laura's lives. I highly recommend Last Minute Laura. I like her very much. So he came over to see what I'm about. Yay. Let's see. Starla says she's a death grip holder. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Lisa is a pen holder. Oh, coping with yarn suggests I try boy hooks with a rubber grip. Well, honestly, now that I've got these Yarnology hooks, I'm okay with, I've already, let me show you this. I've already got enough hooks to start a store. This is a divided pencil box. So I have, at least at one time I did, I have these, which are sort of knockoff, I believe they're knockoff clover hooks. They're not branded, and I know they're not genuine. But I like using them as well because they fit in my hand well. I have a bunch of these metal ones, the aluminum ones. I only use them when I need that particular size, and the size that and the hooks that I have of the other sorts are in use already. I have this furls. I have, this is my Susan Bates 9mm. Also metal, also hits the floor very hard. Okay, this is my furls. And then all of my crochet light hooks are in here along with my scissors. This was a mug that I got like for $1 after Christmas. But then when I got it home, I found a flaw in it that made it really not usable as a mug. So now it's a hook holder. It says making spirits bright. I have some Tunisian hooks, but frankly, I'm not that crazy about Tunisian. So my hooks are usually stored away somewhere, except for this one, which I use primarily to stir drinks. I'm not kidding. Let's see, don't forget the thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Kems, for saying that. Prim hooks and needles, Granny D, I don't believe I know those. Let's see, I can't get used to the furls. Well, it depends upon your grip, Kim, and you know, just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're wonderful. I like that one that I have, but I don't like it enough to go out and spend that kind of money for more. The one that I have is a gift. My hooks are metal from wish.com. I've had mixed experience with wish.com, and I've ordered all sorts of things from them. Yes, Jennifer, it is a lot of hooks. That's why, as part of my 500 subscriber giveaway, I'm giving away a complete set that I was gifted with that I don't need. Sir Ingrid, that's where I discovered Haya hooks. Oh, yes. Who is it who is crazy about Haya hooks? Is it Ophelia? I would like to try those myself. Oh, thank you, Mama G. Yes, that's the only thing I can do is make people laugh. Oh, wow. Bears crochet. I think the print ones are more common on the other side of the pond. That could be true. I don't know really for sure. I don't know them. Yes, Lisa affirms it is Ophelia who likes the higher hooks. I wish I had the time to watch everyone that I want to watch because there are so many people out there who have great content. And it's great to see people growing as YouTubers. I know that I have progressed and grown as a YouTuber. If I look at my early channels, particularly, or my early videos, particularly, I've learned a little bit about editing. I don't edit my lives after the fact, although I do sometimes go and modify the descriptions. But the recorded videos, I've learned something about editing those. So I think I'm better at that, but I'm hardly an expert. And I'm doing my editing on iMovie on my phone because I shoot the recorded videos on my phone. I think there are flaws in recording anything on my computer. Sometimes people say the sound isn't up to snuff or the picture isn't up to snuff. And, you know, that's true. That's true. But, and I don't have any other camera. I know people who do everything on their phone and have highly successful channels doing that. I do the lives on my computer simply because it works better that way. Let's see, Deborah, we order cheapy things from Wish all the time. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, Deborah, you sound like my sister on eBay. Tiger Dragon Girl, your hand and fingers go numb. I actually, I haven't had much of a problem. I think of it, I mean, if you think about it, of course, I went to music school, I met players of every kind of instrument. If you think about a string player, violin or cello, they have to move that bow back and forth thousands of times a day. So they learn how to do it in a way that causes the least strain. And I think of the best way to approach crochet in the same way, because I just hold my hook loosely. My stitches tend to be rather loose too. I find that sometimes I have to go down a hook size from what's in a pattern in order to meet the gauge, although I don't often concern myself with gauge. I mean, if you're working a blanket, who cares? Lisa says eBay, AliExpress, and Amazon. Yes. Oh, Ladybird plays cello? I never knew that. Oh, hi, Nancy. Let's see. You're learning how to make a bass tail. Oh, chili. Oh, my goodness. When I make chili, and I love to make chili, one secret is to as soon as you've got you start with your onions. And, you know, if you want to put carrots and peppers and other things in there, do that at the same time. Once they're a little bit translucent, you put all of your spices in. And for me, that's cumin and chili powder and adobo chili powder, both of them. And some dried coriander and a lot of it is really spur of the moment, but those are the main ones. You put them in at that time. And all of a sudden your onions will go dark brown, but you'll be toasting the spices. And then you add in your meat and then everything else you're going to add in. I also, you know, when I put in I use canned tomatoes because fresh tomatoes are so inconsistent. It doesn't depend what time of year it is. Canned tomatoes, especially if you get those expensive ones, which I never do, are always consistent. But, and then when I've got all the things that I'm going to put in, beans if you like beans. If you don't like beans, then forget about those. When I put the beans in, I put all of the goop into all that starchy goop because I love it. Some people don't, and that's up to personal taste. But I will take a cup of leftover coffee. If I don't have leftover coffee, I'll make a cup of coffee, and then I'll swish it back and forth between all the cans that I've emptied into the chili, and then just put it all in. Get all as much as you can out of the chili, and then I'll use whatever kind of stock I have. I use stock out of the box. Sometimes I use stock cubes, but I don't like it so much. And then they have these jarred stock pastes now, or what's the word I'm searching for? But it's a goopy thing. It's bouillon pastes. That sometimes I'll put a little bit of that in for a little bit of extra flavor. There's an onion bouillon or an onion flavor paste that I really like to put in things. Disregard the phone. It's on the other side of the room, and I don't really care. And of course, that because I'm doing a live and I forgot to take the batteries out of the phone, this is going to be one of those cases where you're going to hear an extended voicemail. Just don't listen. It's always a sales call. Anyway, so I love to make chili. Also, I simmer it forever and a day. I don't go with all of these quick chili recipes where you only simmer it for half an hour. I'll just say I don't like the chili that comes up with that. My chili, the chili that I make, it needs to sit on the stove on a low heat, simmering for a long, long time, stirring every, 15, 20 minutes. You want to make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom, but that is one thing that makes my chili. Also, at the very end, take corn tortillas and shred them, cut them into strips, and like for the last half hour, you just put them in. They will dissolve, they will thicken your chili. If you don't have that, use cornmeal. And if you don't have that either, then just use whatever else you have if you want to thicken it. Sometimes it might not need thickening. But I like that. It adds a little bit extra. I have also found, cayenne pepper is one of the seasonings I use, but also a tiny touch of cinnamon. But I find if I have made it too spicy, and I know, oh, hi, Katrina. By the way, Katrina, I have granny squares for you. I find that if I have made it too spicy, well, I knew when I was with my ex, I knew that if it was too spicy for me, it would be perfect for him. If I have made it too spicy, I will add a little bit of milk or even butter, because dairy will neutralize all of that capsaicin activity. And then when I serve it, I have like diced onions and Tostitos or nacho chips and chopped cilantro and sour cream and shredded cheese, all of that good stuff. I could go on and on about this. Now, don't get me started talking about my chicken soup either, because I really love to cook. And let's see, what else do we have? I feel like I'm missing a lot of things. Bears Crochet Critters. If you look at my blog, my crochet blog, it's now a crochet blog. When it first began, it was more a general topic blog. If you go all the way back to the very beginning, you'll find a written explanation of everything I've just said. Oh, Nancy, what kind of a salad? Yes, a dollop of sour cream. Yes, let's see. Am I missing any questions? Oh, hey, Crotchety Clogger. Oh, Starla, I don't believe for a minute that you won't be good enough to create content. Ladybird, is there a product or has it made its way across the pond? There's something that I've seen that people use with foods that make them gassy. It's called Beano. And people swear by it. I don't worry about it myself because I don't go out among people that much. Oh, Mama G, that's very kind of you to say. She suggests that I read books aloud for LibriVox. I love doing my Sunday poetry readings. I hope you guys are watching. I'm doing the entirety of The Ballad of Reading Jail all through March. It's in 5 parts because it's a very long poem. I do a lot of things. I do have a special one for Easter, and then the 5th part is the Sunday after Easter, and then I enjoy doing the research to find things that I think will work. I have something really great planned for Mother's Day. And after the heaviness of the Ballad of Reading Jail, I have something that's light and gay for the following Sunday. I really, really love my Sunday readings. And the best part is that I can record them weeks ahead and upload them and schedule them. So I like being able to schedule videos. I've just started doing Saturday shout-out videos, and I record those ahead of time and schedule them. And in fact, I'm going to do one as soon as we get off of here. Well, no, I'm going to send everybody over to Brenda the Movie Crocheter. The link to her channel is in my description, but I'd also love it if a moderator would drop that link. Now, she's on vacation. I'm not 100% sure that she will be broadcasting at 3 o'clock, but she almost always does on Tuesdays at 3. So I'm still going to end at 3. Well, because I'm getting tired and I got stuff to do. So I think that this week's Thursday post is going to be very exciting because I've got a lot of things. I've got to do. I've got to write up 3 patterns this week because I've got 3 things to do. I'm going to start publishing patterns. I make all of my hat patterns free because I want to encourage people to make hats to give away. Especially for projects like Hat Not Hate, but even if you carry them in your car to give to that homeless guy who approaches you at a stoplight. But so all of my hat patterns are free. I think I've only got 2 up, but other patterns I'm going to start charging for, and I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work. I'm also going to start doing things on commission as time allows. I can't allow myself to get overwhelmed with that. And I'm going to have a strict no haggle pricing policy because I refuse to negotiate on the value of my time and talent. And I would encourage everybody else who works on commission to do the same, or who sells finished objects. Let's see, Tiger Dragon Girl. Whoa. Did my chilly question to Mr. David spark your intestines? Oh, I won't finish that. Let's see. Breaking wind is a natural rhythm. Oh my goodness. What else? Okay, hit me with another question. Let's see. I have a box of Hat Not Hate hats over here and a whole bunch of blue yarn that I'm going to use to create more. I've sort of taken a break from Hat Not Hate hats, simply because I'm doing things for other people. Right now I'm finishing a second clergy stole project. I need to write up the first one. That makes 4 patterns that I need to write this week. And then I promised a hat and scarf to someone. His birthday is, I think it was yesterday, but I promised him before. I've been sending out hats and scarves and other things to people, and asking them to post pics on their social media with links to my social media. And I know some people with pretty successful social media presences, so I'm hoping that pays off. Okay, Rosemary says, what is my favorite size hook? Whatever it takes. Honestly, it used to be H&I, but then my favorite yarn weight used to be worsted, and now I'm moving more toward DK, so smaller hooks are appealing more. It just depends upon the project. It's whatever fits. It's whatever works. I was using this, what did I can't remember what I was using this for this week. It must have been that one over there on the other side of the room that I'll show you on Thursday. No, it wasn't. It's that one that's in the bag right here at my feet. Ah! I hope I put a place marker in my stitch. Anyway, oh, Dana, I hope your daughter's ceremony is beautiful this evening. I would love to see pictures. Let's see, Nancy. Well, actually, Nancy, you're saying it's hot, and you don't wear hats in South Florida. Of course, I don't wear hats much here in North Carolina. I wore them a lot when I was in New York, but I make them for other people who live in colder places. And, you know, sometimes lighter weight hats sell. So and especially since summer is coming up, I'm going to start focusing on lighter weight garments. In fact, the one that I just finished that I will feature on in my Flip Thursday post, I might make a version of that in a cotton yarn because I think it would work very well in cotton. I'm looking at it as if you can see it too. It's funny. Ha! Do you know what? I really wish I had thought to mention this while Crystal was here, but this hat is her pattern. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, Mama C or Mama G. Oh, I need new glasses. It snowed in your area. Where are you? Oh, excuse me. Oh, I need a nap. I need a lot of things, but I need a nap mostly. So I'm really thrilled. This it's 2:53. So I think about 4 more minutes. Oh, Western New York? I love all of New York State. Starla, have I ever done any Bargello crochet? I've never heard of it. What is it? I don't know that. But anyway, Mama G, I love all of New York. I lived in the tri-state area for like 27 years. I loved going upstate. I spent many lovely vacation times in the Cooperstown area. And I've also been as far up as Glens Falls and Saratoga. I've taken the train. No, actually, I drove. That time I went to Montreal, I drove all the way up on the North Road. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Nancy, I lived in Brooklyn. I used to live a block from the library at Grand Army Plaza. I liked it. I have heard, I don't know if it's still true, but I've heard that Brooklyn has become the most expensive borough in New York. Which is not surprising because Manhattan has become. Although I have also heard that rents in all parts of New York have really, the rental market is depressed, rents are down, and landlords are desperate. Huh. Yes, Coping loves Nancy's Brooklyn accent. Oh, Mandala, you're from Park Slope? I was in Prospect Heights. I couldn't afford Park Slope. I know Edenton, Mama G. My dad grew up in Plymouth. So I know Edenton. Yeah, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina now. Because my parents retired here. And then when my life fell apart in New York, I just came here. Because I also knew it was time to be with my mother. And then we lost her. And my sister has my mother's house, and I live here. Although it's my sister's house. Which is actually a very good thing, even though it sometimes drives both of us crazy. Oh yes, Mama G, Wilmington is beautiful. There are some beautiful parts in Wilmington. I love the restored area of the part that's near downtown. There are some gorgeous houses there. When I was a real estate agent briefly, I didn't do very well at it. I didn't do well at all. I did open houses for and toured other agents' houses. I did open houses for other agents, and I toured some other houses that were there. Starla has family in upstate New York. I like upstate New York. There's a whole lot of places in this country that are just beautiful and full of wonderful people. Honestly, they talk about people being difficult in some regions, but when you think about it, let's see. Oh, Topsail. Yeah, lovely. When you think about it, I mean, they found this in laboratories with rats. When you crowd rats together, they get aggressive. And it's got to be the same with people. So that's why everybody is in a hurry, everybody's aggressive in big cities where they're crowded together closely. But where there's more space and more time, and you can take a breath, then people open their hearts more quickly. People will open their hearts in the big cities, but it might take a minute. You know what I mean? Well, Ladybird, welcome back. Let's see, Starla. Corning. I've been to Corning. I don't know about Painted Post. Or Dutch babies. Oh, I've had Dutch babies. I haven't made them, but I've had them. Just another stitch. Hello. Hello, David. Well, just another stitch. We've been having a really good time. I've been talking about myself, which of course pleases me to no end. And people have been, it's been a very good conversation. Let's see what else. Have I missed anybody? I do like Wilmington. I lived in Texas for a while, and I liked Dallas very much. I loved the food in Dallas, I just have to say. You can get good Mexican food in Wilmington, although you have to search for it, but I have never had good Chinese food in Wilmington, ever. But sometimes I wish I were back in Dallas because because of the way the world is and the way I was, I felt like I had more of a community there. Since I've been back here, with the whole social distancing and isolation thing and some health issues, I have really not developed much of a community here in Wilmington. So that's one thing I miss about Dallas. And it was a larger city, and in many ways it had more to offer. It didn't have a Bojangles. Those of you who are in the South or the Southeast know Bojangles and know why I missed it. Popeyes is almost as good, but not. Mandala, I lived in the New York tri-state area for 27 years and never ever went to Fire Island. Ever. I don't know why. I lived in the States, or in South Florida for 5 years, never went to the Keys. I mean, these things just happen. I did. Oh, dear Lord, that telephone. Excuse me, I'm going to take the batteries out. Done. So the one in the other room is still ringing. Let's see. Hey, everyone. Oh, hi, Whisper. I'm glad to see you here. So we're doing an Ask Me Anything, but really it's a lot of interesting talk. We've been talking cooking, we've been talking crochet, we've been talking travel. Before that phone so rudely rang, I was going to talk about some of my favorite. It's 3:02. Oh my goodness. We need to stop and go see Brenda the Newbie crochet her. Will somebody please post Brenda's link in the chat? She's on vacation. I'm not 100% sure that she is broadcasting today, but just in case she is, we need to end here and go see her. So look at that. I've been having such a good time that it all passed very, very quickly. So I want to thank you all for coming. I encourage you to go over and see Brenda, and of course, all the whole like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, all of that stuff. Oh, Starla, you'll be moving to east of Dallas. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, Whisper says that Brenda's not on yet. At the same time, I really do need to close. I really schedule these for just 1 hour because I do have stuff to do. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, right after Granny D, I have what I call a free-for-all Wednesday, or a Wednesday free-for-all. And that will go on as long as we want it to, an hour and a half, 2 hours, possibly later. Oh, thank you, Tiger Dragon Girl. Thank you, Mama G. This has been a lot of fun. And I'm just going to take a look at the description, see whether I need to edit that. Otherwise, we're good. Thanks so much, and come back and see me. Bye-bye.